for the virtual meet for the ATAL FDP program titled Navigating the Digital Landscape, Next Gen Communication Techniques for Teaching Pedagogy and Research Writing, organized by Department of Management Studies, Knowledge Institute of Technology, Salem, Tamil Nadu. A warm greeting to all the teaching and research fraternity across India joining us today for the day one of this FDP. At this juncture, it's my honor to welcome the resource persons for the today's session, starting with our Dr. P.S.S.Srinivasan sir, founder and founder and executive chairman of Knowledge Institute of Technology, Salem. Welcome you, sir.
Welcome you, sir.
For the session 2, the resource person, Dr. S.K. Nagarajan sir, Professor on Deputation, Department of Business Administration, Rosa State Project Directorate, Chennai. We also welcome you, sir. I now extend a warm welcome to Dr. K. Visagavel, sir, Principal of Knowledge Institute of Technology, and to Dr. A. Stephen, sir, Director of MBA and MBA IUB. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you.
I also extend my welcome to all the faculty coordinators of the program and the faculty members and supporting staff of KIOT who are also the part of this program. Once again, a hearty welcome to everyone as we remark on this journey of learning. Now I invite Dr. A. Stephen, sir, Director MBA and MBA IVV for the director address. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, everybody. Happy meeting you all, the participants for the program. Today is a great day. We are happy to organize the AICTE ATAL sponsored 6 days online faculty development program on navigating the digital landscape, next generation communication techniques for teaching pedagogy and research writing. We are honored to conduct this program. At this juncture, we thank ATAL, AICTE Training and Learning Academy for giving us the opportunity to organize the 6 days online faculty development program. There are around 500 plus registered participants across India for the said 6 days faculty development program, and there are 14 resource persons for the 6 days FDP. Today we have 2 resource persons. A small brief about the organizing institution, Knowledge Institute of Technology. We started engineering program in the year 2009 and the MBA in the year 2011. And we started MBA IEV, Innovation, Entrepreneurship and Venture Development, approved by AICTE and initiative of MOE, Innovation Cell, Government of India, in 2024. We have with us Dr. P.S.S.Srinivasan sir, founder and executive chairman of Knowledge Institute of Technology. We welcome you, sir, for today's program. We have program coordinators, Dr. T. Venkatesan and Dr. A. Chitra of Department of Management Studies, Knowledge of Technology. Regards to both coordinators. As we told, we have 2 resource persons. We have our founder and executive chairman, Dr. P.S.S.Srinivasan sir, as a resource person for the day to begin with. Sir will be addressing the participants on the topic Introduction to Next Generation Communication Techniques. A small brief about our founder and executive chairman. Sir has done his MTech with gold medal from IIT Bombay and B Mechanical Engineering with the University 9th rank from Badal University and Diploma in Mechanical Engineering with the gold medal from Dagarajar Polytechnic College, Salem. Sir has received Best Principal Award in the year 2016 at a national level from ISTE New Delhi. Our institution is a NAC accredited and 4 BE courses, Mechanical, ECE, EEE and CSE or NBA accredited, and ours is an autonomous institution. Our executive chairman, Dr. P.S.S.Srinivasan sir, is an inspiring teacher good motivator, and received Best Faculty Awards twice during his career. Sir is an excellent researcher, supervised 14 PhDs, supervising 3 PhDs, published 130 plus research papers, and has a citation of H index of 14 in Google Scholar. Sir received Best Research Paper Award for his research at the international conference held in Montreal, Canada in the year 2000. Sir is instrumental in receiving grants over rupees 5 crores for R&D incubation and product development in the last 20 years. Sir visited over 25 universities in Canada, UK, Singapore, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and Malaysia. And all these institutions are in the top 200 in the world ranking. It's an honor to have our executive chairman as a resource person to begin with. Thanks to all the participants, 500 plus registered participants to have shown interest in this program, and also thank AICTE ATAL for giving us an opportunity, and we wish a happy learning session for all the participants. Over to our executive chairman, sir, to speak on the topic introduction to next generation communication techniques. Yes, over to you, sir.
Professor, am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sorry, it was on mute.
Yes, sir, now it's audible, sir.
Yeah, I'm very happy to join in this ATAL FDP. I really congratulate the Department of MBA Knowledge of Technology for organizing such an important and very vital faculty development program in the online mode. We are very happy to thank AICTE for sanctioning this workshop and sponsoring it for the larger benefit of our Indian academicians. So we are from Knowledge Institute of Technology. We run 8 BE BTech programs and 4 ME programs and MBA regular and MBA innovation, entrepreneurship and venture creation program activities. The statewide counseling, our seats were filled in the 42nd place in the last current 2024 admissions in engineering, and 30th place in the state for MBA admissions. So I really congratulate the Department of MBA for organizing this such a wonderful program. So I will be addressing on. So I am running on my 34th year of academic experience. So 12 years as faculty and 3 years as head of the department, and almost 18 years as principal. And very recently, I've taken a chairman role. So, as our director mentioned, I had an opportunity to visit more than 25 best universities across the globe and understand the education scenario there also. Very recently, I had been to Canada, to University of Waterloo, University of Montreal, University of Toronto, Mississauga campus, and also Santa Clara University and San Jose State University and Stanford University in the California, USA. So a lot of things are technology enabled and things are happening in a very faster pace. So that is why we thought introducing such techniques and methodologies will help us to accelerate the process, because the government of India has opened up our borders for international university to set up their campuses. So, to my opinion, in the knowledge domain base, we are on par with any of the Western world professors. But on the technology side, they are much technology enabled than many of us. So, this workshop has been planned, this ATAL FDP has been planned with that intention, keeping in mind. So let us aware of, in a larger community, let us aware of the latest communication tools that are being used in teaching learning process, so that we can technologically advance our teaching learning process and be on par with global best. So in this note, so let me move on to my presentation. So let me share my screen. I prepared a small PPT which based on my experience. So I hope that will be of use. So sir, is my PPT is visible?
Yes, sir.
It's visible, sir.
Okay. So today, the topic assigned to me is next generation communication techniques or teaching learning techniques for better student engagement and learning. So it is a part of ATAL FDP 6 days online workshop. So this small presentation will cover how various fields have changed in the past 30 years that I am in the education field, and what are the changes that are happening in higher education, major challenges in making that changes, and why do we make these changes, and what are the upcoming teaching learning process based techniques. The closing remark. So this is a snapshot of we are a 15-year-old institution with 3,500 students plus 2,000, sorry, 220 plus faculty. We are known for unique training methodology for undergraduate students, because of which we are able to place 95% students year on year in both in engineering and MBA. And so before going into the current content, we must take some parallels. So I've taken just three fields, how the industry has changed over the past 100 plus years. So it has went on mechanization, water power, steam power, then moved on to mass production and assembly line, then electricity based. Then computers as and automation has started in 1950s. Now we are in the beginning of cyber physical systems. So when we talk about mechanical machines and manufacturing systems, it was not static. It has drastically changed with the development of technology. So another good example is communication technology. So this we started with personal conversations. Then we are used to birds for carrying messages in their legs. Then used our telegram Morse code. Then came fax, telephone, then wireless radio handsets, mobile telephones, internet. Now the smartphones. So in the past 30 years or 40 years or 50 years, the communication, sending voice or text from one place to another place, how much changes it has happened. So, so next is our day-to-day use. We use mobile vehicles for mobility. We started with bullock carts, horse carts, then moved into so many vehicles, road transport, rail transport, ships, aeroplanes. Now we are in the process of autonomous and connected, and so many changes are happening. So when all these things are changed, why? Because the survival is for the fittest and fastest. So only thing that is permanent in the world is nothing but the change. These are all some of the famous quotes. So our Mahatma Gandhi, the father of nations, said, "Be the change you want to see in the world." So unless otherwise we make a major change in our education system, then we will be outdated. Moreover, I'm a mechanical engineer. We talk more about quality of products produced and consistency in quality. So quality statements has varied over past 30, 40, 50 years. So for initially, the quality means a product must conform to stated attributes. Later, it moved to implied attributes. So whether state or implied, what customer wants, it has to satisfy. Now, not only wants, it has become needs. Then whether it's a wants or need is a matter. Other as a customer, I am satisfied or not. So that is where the thing. Then later came the customer delight. Now the current buzzword is customer excitement. What will go next? We don't know. So it means, so to take care of all these aspects, because in our education system, students are the major customers and the parents are the passive customers. So their needs, wants, satisfaction, delight, excitements are also important in the today's world. So when we have seen three major domains, that is message communication or voice communication, then physical or mobility of human or goods and services from one place to another place, and then the manufacturing over so many years. So when all these things has happened in the last 50 years, what is changing in education? So how teaching learning has changed over time? So earlier in my school days, people used to, my teachers used to say Mada Pida Guru Deva, God. Nowadays, this slogan has changed to Mada Pida Guru Google Devam or God. Now these two, Chat GPT and AI, is expected to join in the bandwagon very shortly. That is what is a major change. So like Industry 4.0, when we divide education also in these lines, because this Industry 4.0 concept has been put into everywhere. Professor, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Audible, sir. It's
Okay,
audible, sir.
because I am not able to see the screen. If there are anything goes wrong, please kindly inform.
Yes, sir.
So education has, if we divide education, the past 1,000 years or 500 years, initially it was a Gurukul system. The Guru and Sishyas, that's what is being told in our epics, Ramayanas and Mahabharata. So Guru, the knowledge transfer takes place from teacher's brain. It's the only source of knowledge. So direct teaching form from the teacher's brain to the student's brain in Gurukul at near the teacher's home. So in this Gurukul days, more emphasis was on skills with some reasonable knowledge that is required. It's purely teacher-centric. Without teacher, nothing will move. Then this has evolved over a period. So the revolutionary part is the printing press. So after the invention of the printing press, we are able to print books. So it means the knowledge in the teacher's brain is translated into writings, and these writings are printed as a textbooks and are being available. Now the knowledge lies in two parts. One is the printed books, another is the teacher's brain. So then, so printed books to students and teacher directly teaching students. So now the teacher or the guru has occupied two parts. One is a stored form, library books. The dynamic part is a physical teaching. So this has made mass education in the past 200 years. So it means, first thing that has happened is standardization. Standardization means duration of the program. BE BTech means 4 years. So 160 credits. What is a credit for theory, laboratory, and so many things. So how it is being taught in a semester system, and how many semester credits per semester, theory plus laboratory mixed together. And this forms a standardized curriculum. Then syllabi for each and every subject. For a particular specialization, say mechanical engineering or electrical engineering or computer science and engineering, whatever be the thing. Then for this curriculum and syllabus, contents are being prepared in the form of prepared books, printed books. Then teacher delivers the content in a particular manner, and evaluation systems or examination systems are being done, grading systems are developed, the award or degree. So this has made a revolution in education because mass education was possible. Without such printed books and standardization, today, India alone, there are 3 crore students are in college education. So that will never happen. That would not have been happened with the previous Gurukul system. So the standardization is, once we standardize, then only mass production is possible. So, however, here more emphasis on teacher-centric. This is what is called earlier in NBA, National Board of Accreditation, is called the input-output model. So, input-centric measurements. So, next shift has come in the last to 15, 20 years. This is what is called teachers and student-centric education. So it means this has remained the same: teacher printed books to students and teacher to students. The guru is again the same: library books, teacher, but the output is being measured. The measurements are based on what the student has learned instead of what the teacher has taught. So the outcome-based education system, and accordingly matrices and measurements and accreditation, all these things are being introduced. The emphasis was on learning rather than, the shift is from more knowledge focus to more skill focus. So this has led to entry of quality systems like NBA, NAG, ABET, and so on. Currently, we are in the hybrid mode, that is regular brick or mortar or classroom plus online. So, mass education with personalization is a buzzword today in the form of electives, open electives, professional electives, special electives, and so many forms. Uh, Credit equivalence for online courses, that is of specific industry requirements. Now, the form of guru has changed as for internet with topic search like Google for text, audio, and video forms. Now, recently, large scale models like large learning models like ChatGPT, Perplexity.ai, plus regular textbooks. The another thing is now the teacher is available virtually in the form of YouTube videos. So, this has made knowledge is omnipresent like God, knowledge is everywhere. The difficulty for any learner is what is the right, what is the wrong in the given knowledge domain. So this is where the role of teacher become important. So accreditation, in addition to accreditation, ranking has joined. So this has made more competitive like industry in the education field, also in the industry. So what are the major challenges we face today? Just this. So major problem that we face is from student perspective, lesser and lesser attention of students due to more distraction in the environment. And second thing is, since internet and the mobile phone, everything is available, the attitude wise, the student thinks I can learn attitude of students rather than focusing on. Earlier, before textbooks, if you miss what Guru says, we cannot learn. So later, even if something is missing, Guru during physical classes, even if you don't listen, we can have textbooks. We can equip to the level, to certain level, significant level. Now the video, since the video lectures are also available, that too for 24/7. So naturally, I can learn anything from internet. Why should I sit in the professor's class and learn? That is the I can learn attitude is a major problem. Second major problem. The third is that the cost of education is going up, whereas online is giving a much cheaper for the same content, of course, with a little bit sacrifice in learning efficiency, is 10 to 50 times cheaper than the classroom education. So this is where the students are I am what to say. The students who are not affordable or less affordable can have this will be advantage, but however there is a loss of efficiency in teaching learning. The next major thing is that unlike previous years, that is 30 years back or 50 years back, the technology in the world was changing so slowly. So academia can adapt to the changes accordingly. Now, the technologies in the computer world changes in every 18 months. So in such a frequency, the present education system is unable to adapt. And recruiter expectations are increasing. On the contrary, because of less and less attention, I can learn attitude in the classrooms of the students. Intake quality and learning level of students are decreasing. Though on one side it is on the increase, other side it is on the decrease. And moreover, for repetitive works, ChatGPT like AI tools has come. So now we need to train our students on higher order thinking skills. Whereas to train higher order thinking skills, faculty quality is a challenge we face. Similarly, the student expectation has gone up in the physical brick and mortar because I can learn everything outside. Why should I come? What way my professor is making a meaning for the time and money that I am paying for the institution. And the more and more focus on outcome-based education needs significant shift in all the processes of curriculum design, delivery, and assessment. And in line with that, now every country has introduced a lot of changes in their education policy. And NEP 2020 in India and the internationalization of higher education in India are throwing a lot of changes for our Indian institutions. And similarly, currently our present gross enrollment ratio in higher education is around 29%. But our target is another 10 years, we need to reach to 50%. So it means for so many such larger number of students, our conventional brick and mortar infrastructure is very difficult to build. So can we, of course, with some compromise. So very recently in the past 10 years and especially currently, the startup culture, more focus on entrepreneurship is the buzzword. Even in yesterday's Monkey Bath, our Prime Minister Modi ji has talked very high on entrepreneurship, space-related startups, and what kind of role. Because it couples innovation with the education that you learn. Of course, availability of faculty to handle all. Accreditation rates changing. And I feel the major technological shifts and significant has resulted in significant changes in competency requirements during each shift. So, for example, from fire to agriculture, that is the Stone Age where we lived in caves to formal agriculture, the skill sets needed for the employees and the other administrators need to be changed. Later, internal combustion engine came, automation came. Now, communication technologies has come, automation, robotics has come, mass production systems has come, computers, internet, digital transformation. Now, we are in a IoT, blockchain, cyber security, cyber physical system, autonomous system world. And AI, ML, and deep learning is fast penetrating, and the computing power side, quantum computing is on the rise. So when technological changes shifts from one major domain to another major domain, the skill set requirements are fast changing, and we need to adapt. Of course, there is a huge vacuum in the leadership role in education. These are all the some of the major changes that we see. Keeping all those constraints in mind, we must evolve our teaching learning methodologies and techniques. What are the some of the major important in practice, currently practiced, and the upcoming teaching learning techniques? I have summarized some 20 plus. Of course, these are all the order of the day. Each has got its own merit and drawbacks. So let me tell this in another 10 minutes and then we'll open for a question and answer session. Of course, this 6 days FDP, different sections on different days, different sections. Each faculty member will touch upon some of these major items so that specifically how each thing can be implemented. So project-based learning is a buzzword today. It is very much possible uh, in engineering education, like applied science education. But fundamental learning education, it is a little bit difficult. Now, project-based learning is picking up in even school education. That's the focus here, because the attention span of students are becoming less and less. So it means the conventional way of teaching, the students are not paying much attention. So instead of that, give them some projects, ask them to do something so that without concentrating, they cannot do anything. And by that process, the teacher act as a facilitator and teach whatever needed. So that is how the methodology is fast changing, and we need to convert our regular lecture mode contents on a project learning mode. Fundamentals will never change, but this is the order of the day. Now, in order to manage the cost and time, so blended and hybrid learning is the one option. So in fact, this hybrid learning means even our regular physical lectures can be recorded and posted, so that 24/7, even the students who has missed the class can also read. Now, since more and more work is on project based, flipped classroom model is becoming more and more popular. It means whatever content I want to teach, whatever content I wanted to give that material as PDF. Whatever content I want to teach, or I can teach and post it as a video, or otherwise I can refer to some of the standard videos available in the internet, like NPTEL, foreign university resources. It's in this portion. Learn this before coming to the class. So in the class, a real life problem or a project will be given. That by applying the concepts learned in the flipped classroom, we have to do this project. Um, so the students 24/7 at their freeness, they can do. Of course, the drawback is that if the student doesn't watch and come, then it becomes very difficult. In the fully online mode, then again, to gamification is a concept that are used for better engagement of students, and also to make for the teacher whether the student was just simply switching on sleeping or really watching. So that is possible with the gamification techniques. Now, earlier our printed resumes, now resume 2-page resumes PDF is being the tick. Now, prepare your PDF profile in the digital portfolios and share it to any recruiter. Let them look into and call for interview. That's how this students' profile and students' curriculum vitae is changing. So AR VR is expected to make huge changes in the learning, especially in the fields like medical education, where student has to perform operations on a real physical body is not possible. So the donation of dead bodies to the hospitals due to religious sentiments are very poor and negligible. So many of the medical students, the volume of medical students has gone up, and they could not have the feel of real body, and so looking into the body parts, and then so now such fields like physical operations in any human being, virtual reality tools are being developed or under development, so that will make the learning more experiential and practical. Similarly, taking field trips is become sometimes how the London city will look like. So that field trips are very costly. But on the contrary, on a map, just to navigate the cursor that place, some what is that building? Some if we take on a physical tour. So virtual field trips are becoming more and more in the tourism industry. It will do in a lot way. Similarly, in fields like agriculture engineering, this will help in a lot way. Because of this blended nature, something can be personalized. So micro and nano learning is possible. And like physical discussions, online discussion forums are also there. Anybody can post the questions, anybody can listen. Sorry, large language models, LLM, large language models with the enormous computing power available now, and that too in a cloud form, the chat GPT and perplexity.ai has become very common for a teacher to get some abstract of the content. Similarly, student to learn in a capsulized and in a comprehended way. So these are being very widely started, people have started using, and more such models are also on the development. So the use of such LLM models will be cannot be eliminated. That is how it has come. As I already mentioned, you can see for irrespective of the course of study, arts or science or engineering, or particular branch of engineering, mechanical, civil, or thing. Today, repetitive jobs in another 5 to 10 years, 90% of repetitive jobs, AI will do it. This mundane jobs. So a job with non-repetitive, it requires innovation and creativity, and is the way that that will be left to human beings. So that need to be started. Similarly, entrepreneurship and startup is the concept that gives large scale employment and in a very cheaper way and a better product development. So this concept has to be embedded in all courses. Similarly, sustainability, circular economy, and gig economy for all is another major. These two, 11 and 12, is compulsory today in the today's world for any even literature students to survive in the job market. Similarly, for field like engineering, programming, irrespective of the branch, not computer science and engineering only, they need programming. All departments like civil engineering, mechanical engineering, they do need programming skills because now most of the design are being done using softwares. To integrate the input data to software, some kind of minimal programming is at least required. Similarly, digital literacy is the order of the day. So we are all the people with 40 plus of age are called digital migrants. We are not born with a digital gadget, but we are migrated to digital. Now, today's kids are digital, born in a digital world. So, digital literacy is the order of the day. Similarly, because of this AI and other thing, adaptive learning technologies are possible. It means it will help for a slow learner and fast learner to understand their learning path, and collaborative learning, peer-to-peer learning. These are all better ways of project-based learning, and because peer-to-peer are you have a team of say 10, two from India, two from America, two from Canada, they can collaborate and learn. Similarly, mentorships is one of the key requirement because of the uncertainties in the world, the frustration and all those things are becoming very common. Virtual mentorship is on the rise. Then, because of the high computing power now, high field simulations are possible, where like weather pattern predictions, large computation fluid dynamics models. Now, for answering standard questions, AI-powered chatbots are becoming a common. Say, for example, Chet Newton's first law of motion means it's a standard sentence. Everybody has to read in the same way. So why do we need a physical person to do that? So all these things requires innovative assessment methods also. AI and learning analytics is AI-powered assessment tools are the new things that are penetrating in every education, including school education. Because the fields has become more and more problems have become more and more complex. Interdisciplinary, cross-disciplinary learning is important. That is why many of the institutions now adopt at least 10 to 15% of the total credits for interdisciplinary and cross-disciplinary learning purposes. In the digital era, data security is a major thing. So blockchain and cyber security is needed for all branches of all courses of study. Similarly, the Internet of Things is required. Financial literacy for all, project management. Finally, now the industries are asking, you must teach to our students on crisis management and adversity management and social skills. So this so it means for all-round personality to perform in an industry, to live in the world, we need to engage curriculum part, teaching delivery part, technology part, so many things. So in addition to that, specific to engineering education, as I said, these outcomes, 12 program outcomes, AIC, NBA is specifying. So these 5 are the technical outcomes, these 7 are the soft skills, professional outcomes. So it means these 5 only we have been teaching so far, and this is being neglected. Now this need to be incorporated. Similarly, all these 5 core competencies also: solution of complex, analyzing complex, solution for complex, investigation of complex problems, and modeling of complex engineering activities. So complex requires higher order thinking skills. So higher order thinking skills means we need course projects, mini projects, minor projects, capstone projects, open-ended problems. This cannot be evaluated in a fixed hour examinations. So this is how is a major shift, whether it's a physical mode or online mode. That these are the essential requirements. As I said, similarly, e-portfolios for students is the requirement from placement perspective. So keeping that in mind, so finally where we are going is next generation. We need a hybrid classroom as well as online. Plus AI will be the new part, and less of teaching, more of facilitation. Facilitation for a teacher. Student side, not passive listener, more of experience in learning, hands off, self and group learning, especially project based learning is the serious thing that's picking up. And all the contents in regular teaching mode has to be converted into uh, PDFs and video lectures for self-study, and we can form groups to discuss this and come with this basic knowledge to the classroom. In the physical classroom, let us solve the real world problem, project-based problem, wherein let the teacher do the helping part and less of teaching now. So now this is how the world has changed. Teacher plus internet plus books plus videos plus digital tools plus large language models and AI and AI enabled assessment. So there is always a big question: online will replace human teaching. It is never possible because man is a social animal. He needs to socialize. So without socializing, man cannot live. So they need physical classrooms but exclusively to learn certain concepts, knowledge. Physical classrooms may not be required, but without socializing, there is no use of any education. So, in a nutshell, knowledge is omnipresent like a god, but in the knowledge domain, vast domain of knowledge available with Google and summarizing by ChatGPT or Perplexity.ai, what is the right content? What is the right knowledge, right information? How to apply that? And what is right, what is wrong matters. So, fundamentals we cannot forego, because without fundamental we cannot identify what is right and what is wrong. And how to apply teacher guidance matters a more. So both hybrid, brick and mortar, regular physical mode and online mode, and with the AI for differentiating the learning variations and assess. This is how the pattern is going to change. Accordingly, we need to inculcate our digital infrastructure. So to conclude, so we have moved from here to here. Now we are moving into cyber physical world. So where machines and our internet and humans all will interact. So we ready for the change? So otherwise, like this great species, will face extinction. So that's the message. So it's the right time we need to change. And because of the entry of the foreign universities and technology penetration, so much increased competition, students' expectations has also gone up. This is the order of the day. To do all these things, I believe in this slide more than any other slide. The train may be so massive, it may carry thousands of tons, but it cannot move by itself. At what speed the driver want to operate, 40 km per hour or 80 km per hour, in that speed only the train can go. So the speed of the train is the speed of the driver. We participants, you participants, or we people, the management, principal, heads of departments and academic heads and faculty roles are so significant. Unless otherwise we feel we need to operate at a better speed and with the changing tracks, it's very difficult to make this change. Otherwise, we'll be extinct. With this message, I end this slide, and we need to provide education. We need to provide excellence, empowerment through skills and other trainings and use of so many digital tools. And with that, the student has to perform with excellence in his life. Otherwise, so now I will do it. Yes, I did it. So this is what what an experience of learning. So that is how we must focus. So with this, I conclude my talk. So I am ready for any question answers or discussions for another few minutes. So I'll stop sharing the slides.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for the session.
Yeah, now it is open for the audience to ask for questions. How much time is left, Professor?
So 5 to 10 minutes. Sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now it is for the audience to raise a question. Either they can type in the chat box or you can ask, unmute and ask. Go to the participants for a question answer discussion. So technology, in a summary, technology is changing everywhere. Education is also cannot be left out. So Prem, you can ask your question.
Sir, a very good evening, sir. Thank
Yes,
you very
sir.
much for the opportunity to participate in this workshop. I am Prem from Ramco Institute of Technology.
Yeah, welcome.
Today, yes, sir. Today I came across a news which says an institution or an university has made 6,000 to 10,000 research publication in the year 2024.
Okay.
I was really surprised. So, as a senior teacher to all of us, what do you think the role of teacher is? Should we focus on research like this, or should we focus on teaching?
Sir, actually, I'm an IITian. I know the extent of research. I've had opportunity to collaborate with a few foreign professors and do research in my from 10, 15 years back also. In my opinion, at undergraduate level, the more focus is on teaching. We need to produce students with good fundamentals. And there are two concepts. My IIT Mumbai professor, even Gaitunde, used to say, I was assigned to him for the MTech project. And he has asked one question. That time I was not aware of. It's a very beautiful question that will answer for you. Do you want algorithm type of work or application work? Then I was asking the professor, can you clarify? Algorithm group means the people who work on improving the algorithms, finding new algorithms, and the efficiency of improving existing algorithms. It requires more mathematical and theoretical background. When you are strong in mathematics, you can do. Otherwise, take an existing problem, existing method, and solve an unsolved problem, and that is how you can. I felt application is more important than there are a good number of IIT professors. Let them do this algorithm kind of work. We other level faculty, institution faculty, let them do applications. So our engineer, we need more application engineers than R&D engineers. But unfortunately, this NIRF in India, the QS ranking, D rankings and all, they are all research-based rankings, and that is easy to quantify. And based on that, they publish some rankings. So now everybody has to enter into this rat race. That institution, say for example, our institution, 3,500 students, 500 is the PG population, 3,000 is the undergraduate population. They are primarily undergraduate teaching institutions. But when you go for placement, do you have an AR of within 300 to most of the top recruiters? So this kind of rat race has started. Anyway, we are living in a world we cannot escape. So we also has to run. Running is not enough. We have to run faster than our competitors also. So we need a blend of it. This is a general answer to your specific question. Some exceptions are always there. Good extreme, bad extreme. you put a normal distribution curve, plus or minus 2 sigma is the common, and minus 2 sigma and below, and plus 2 sigma plus also good exceptions, bad exceptions. Exceptions will always come in the news, but we people like common people, we do a great job, but we never come into limelight because we fall in this plus or minus 2 sigma band in a normal distribution curve. So we need not worry about this negative exceptions or positive exceptions because they constitute a small percentage of 10%. Remaining 75-80% is this plus or minus 2 sigma part where we most of us are there. So let us do our job to the ethical way, to the satisfaction of us. It will do a great job. Over to you, sir. Prem. Prem, is it satisfies your answer? Question? Okay. Next one you can. Sujan Hala. Sujan Hala, you can unmute and speak. Mundit Dixit.
Yes, sir. Sir, am I audible?
Yes, yes, audible, please.
Sir, good evening, all of you. First of all, thank you for conducting such knowledgeable session here. Sir, I would like to ask you that as we are talking about AI, so as a teacher, I'm working as assistant professor in communication skill, SRM Institute, Delhi NCR.
Okay.
So mainly students, when we are giving any assignment or project work, they are running towards Chat GPT. Means they are
Yes.
focusing that how to copy.
Mm.
So how we can increase that level of writing and that how can make them focus toward that, because I'm missing in the class also they are writing answers, but if you go to check the copies and all, you will find that 80% are same. Means they are from Chat GPT or somewhere else they are giving assignment. So how can we do this, sir?
Yeah, you see, I'm a mechanical engineer. We teach fluid mechanics, heat transfer. These are all flows. So higher temperature to lower temperature heat flows, from higher head to lower head to the fluid flows. So the natural word is all natural flows. That is without any force naturally occurring. All naturally occurring flows will take the least resistance path. This we should not forget. This is a way of life. So if you pour a water, so which is the least resistance path, that path only water will take. It will not go in all uniform 360 degrees plane. So like that, student at the age of say 15 to 25, their age is that age, they are being attracted by so many distractions that are being more from teacher perspective, it are distractions. From their perspective, it is their primary area of interest. So that is the least resistance. That's the least resistance path for them. So they will tend to go only that way. We cannot avoid. So my point is, let us not give home assignments. If certain things that are important, ask them to come and sit in the class and do writing or whatever and submit. So that is the only way. Otherwise, leaving them to write, because that's a summarizing part that does in few minutes. So let me do this using Chat GPT or Perplexity.ai, and then uh, spend on the interest. From our perspective, distraction; from their perspective, their interest at that age. So
Yes, sir.
there is no solution for this. Only thing is we have to ask them. Say for example, when I was in mechanical earlier days as a lecturer, this problem mechanical students used to face because industry says communication skills are poor, especially written. So
Yes,
I
sir.
used to project one politician like Mahatma Gandhi, Nehru. That time it was Rajiv Gandhi, then local NGR in Tamil Nadu, and then few sports persons like Kapil Dev, Tendulkar, certain film star. I asked them to write one page on anyone or any natural scenario like hill station. You have to write on your own. So that way we have to engage. It has to be interesting to them, At the same time, we have to engage them physically. So when we ask them to do the same thing in write one page about Tendulkar, then they will use Chat GPT and come. There is no other way. So certain skills that we need is must means we have to ask them to do in our presence. That's the only way. We cannot give assignments.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank
Yeah,
you.
welcome. So I think one more last question. Anyone? Last question. So 6:45. So I thank all the participants for 300 plus for their
I
passive.
have it.
Any last question?
Yeah, sir, would you elaborate something on digital divide problem? Because in the remote areas where students are enrolled with the online education, but they are not getting the adequate frequency. And what do you say about the problem of digital divide?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
because
Again, it's a very beautiful question. Gee, of differences will be always there in the world. We cannot equate because a newborn child is a 5-year boy, 25-year-old guy, a 55-year-old man like me. There are differences in perception, age. Similarly, developing countries, poor countries. Similarly, in India itself, there are super rich, middle class, upper middle class, lower middle class, poor. They struggle for 3 times food also. So this divide we cannot avoid, but change we cannot neglect. So we have to make the changes. Whoever adopts, so America adopts, developing nations adopt faster. India, China adopts at a slower pace. Africa adopts at the least because of their economically lower economic conditions. But this is a progress. So see, when I was saying before getting married, I read an article in Hindu paper that the average age of a marriage in America, average age of a marriage in America is 5. So it means from 20 years to 70 years they live, average 5 times they marry, 5 times they divorce. So I was so surprised to read that article. This was shocking because in our Indian culture, it is not at all even there at the time. Now, divorces are more common. This is a news you find, especially with the film stars. So that's why. So we are taught, so slowly when we getting more and more education, similarly, female is getting more and more empowered with knowledge and money, self-earning power. They don't want to compromise much. So that is why these divorces are on the rise. So whatever happened in America 20 years back will happen in India, and it will happen another 10 years lag in Africa. So that is what is the thing. So let us not worry about this digital divide. We are not catering for the entire thing. We cater for our own customer base of say some few thousand students. Or that if they are affordable, no problem. Thank you. So I thank all the participants for your beautiful listening. So over to Professor Stephen for next session. Thank you. I thank
Okay,
all the
sir.
participants. Namaste.
Thank you very much, sir. Over to Shanchalakshmi.
Thank you, sir, for the valuable session. I welcome you all to this session 2. After inspiring discussion and learning from the first session from our Chanmar son, we are excited to continue this journey of exploration and innovation together. Today, we are honored to welcome Dr. S.K. Nagarajan, sir, Professor and Deputation, Department of Business Administration, RISA State Project Directorate, Chennai. Sir is a highly accomplished academic and industry expert with over 24 years of teaching and research experience, complemented by 9 years in the industrial sector. Dr. Nagarajan sir holds a PhD in software product development marketing and has guided numerous MPhil and PhD scholars. He has published extensively in national and international journals and edited notable works, including a book on business case studies, also played a key role in organizing and participating in prestigious conferences, workshops, and seminars. As a founder editor of leading journals like Journal of Entrepreneurship and Management, Global Journal of Business Disciplines, Global Journal of Management and Marketing, Annamalai International Journal of Business Studies and Research. He has made significant contributions to academic publishing. Additionally, he has coordinated entrepreneurial training programs and conducted impactful projects funded by reputed agencies like TANSHI and EDI. Recognized with multiple awards, including the Young Faculty Awards and Best Technology Management Faculty Award, Dr. Nagarajan sir has remarkably ability to bridge academia and industry, delivering meaningful insights and driving innovation. Let us warmly welcome Dr. S.K. Nagarajan sir to lead this engaging session. Thank you, and let's make this session impactful. Welcome you, sir.
Dr. Nagarajan, sir, we welcome you, sir. Dr. Nagarajan, sir, we welcome you, sir.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Sir, it's audible now?
Yes, sir, audible, sir.
Sir, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. So let me welcome all the participants and let me thank the organizers. Let me thank the director of the Knowledge Institute of Technology and also all the guest speakers who are available over here. And let me also thank the first speaker who has given a wonderful insight into what are all the aspects which the technology has driven and technology has taken from us, and how one can make use of the technology for the growth and development of the society in general. And specifically coming to the field of teaching, I am very happy that always whenever I handle online session, we have to thank Corona for giving us this wonderful experience, because what India has to achieve in the next 10 years, India has achieved in 1 or 2 years because of COVID. The internet has revolutionized, and the concept of online learning, the concept of online education has reached a level more than the expected level, we can say. This is possible because of the technological advancement which every individuals are now seeing it. So here we can able to see teaching as a noble profession which is facing a higher challenge nowadays. Right? In order to get into this further, I think so. The sharing of PowerPoint is restricted. I will share with the organizers so that others can receive it. So coming to this technological revolutions, we don't want to teach much to the teachers, because the teachers are very much capable and potential of handling this type of technological advancements. The only challenge in front of us is how we are going to face these youngsters who are being taken by the technology. So here, when we look into these aspects, we can say that it is because of the technology all these type of advancements are possible, and it is revolutionizing all the sectors. We can say education is one of the sector where the technology is revolutionizing, and to the next extent, this artificial intelligence, what we are talking now, is again going to be the next move, and which is going to have a drastic change in the, I can say, teaching learning process. So when you look into this aspect, every teacher must be in a position to understand how these aspects are to be used for the effective learning. So what we have to do now is making use of this technology, how one can engage the class for the effectiveness of the students. That is part one. And the part two is how one can make use of the technology for their research and academic purpose. As one of the participants is asking, how these type of things can be used in a teaching learning process, and what is the percentage of combination between online and offline.
Nagarajan sir, just a minute, sir. Please, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, sharing option is enabled, sir. Please, sir.
1 second, sir.
PPT sharing option is enabled, sir.
The share option is inactive, but we have no issues, sir. I
Yes,
don't know
sir.
what is the reason. It is not showing up in my screen.
Okay, sir.
And sir, I will share the PowerPoint with the organizers so that they can, because there is not much of the PowerPoint, because all teachers, they are all well versed on this type of things. Only we need interaction, and we need more type of interactive learning, because this type of online session, what we are actually expecting from the student, the same thing is expected from the participants. So let me thank AICTE for giving such a wonderful opportunity, because for making all these 315 people to come to a point, and making them to network, and making them to understand all these aspects, which is very expensive. So AICTE has given us an opportunity to learn at their own and at a comfort point. So all of you agree on this. Now everyone is comfortable at their home, and either home or at home or at office or travel, whatever it is. But the core concept of learning is happening now. So that is what is expected, and we can see that all these things are possible because of this technological revolution. I think so. Now the screen is visible, right?
Yes, sir. Screen is visible, sir.
The screen is visible now.
Yes, sir. Screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Visible, sir.
okay. Thanks for. Once when we depend too much of technology, all this problem arises, right? That is why mostly we advise all people not to depend too much on technology. Fine, sir. So coming to this, as one of the participants is asking, whenever we give assignment, student to go and use Chat GPT, right? So I don't know whether we are teaching them Chat GPT or not. Anyone who teaches how to use Chat GPT? I don't think so. Only because they say it is a self-learning method and they are doing it because they need it. So the only thing what we have to make sure that we have to make them and we have to challenge the student in such a way that the learning is effective. So once when you put a challenging question in front of them, and if they use ChatGPT, you allow them to use, okay, but only thing is to what extent we are handling them effectively. So the part is that what is these challenges we are putting in front of these learning young community. So at one part we can say students are fully technology driven. Yes, it is acceptable and it is also the truth. But if everything is technologically driven and we think that they are all experts into the field of using technology, then there is a fundamental question, why there is a huge number of cyber crime happening specifically in India. If youngsters are technologically capable, if youngsters are technologically potential, and they know the in and out of the technology, and we say the old people who are all not technology savvy, who don't use technology, they are not at all using technology, they lived a happy life and they are living a happy life without technology. But if we say these youngsters are understand the in and out of the technology, knowing the drawbacks, or we can say knowing the other side of the technology. So we don't want to say them that using technology is bad. So now we have a challenge in front of us and make sure that how they can use the technology for a right cause. Yeah, once when they write the assignment with the help of the ChatGPT, nothing wrong in it, but make sure that they read all the sentence. Even we ask the question, even for English students, till now we are reading Shakespeare's poem. So we are sure that after Shakespeare so many years, why no such poetries are not available, or it is not fulfilling the criteria of the academic requirements, or it is not being written in such a way that this generation can able to understand what is the reality. If they are learning at fast, it is okay. If the learning speed is high, it's okay. But we cannot say all people can learn at a drastic speed. Yeah, there are few exemption cases everywhere. Few students can learn fast. It is acceptable, and those students, let they use all these aspects and they can learn on their own. That is why when in a few of the training program, they say don't teach them the theoretical aspects. Give the theory as a question so that they can read the theory, they can understand. Try to apply application questions in the class and make sure that the class is engaged so that the students can come to the class, they can understand what is happening inside the class. Why most of the people, specifically in business school, they want to learn from Harvard Business and IIMs, because the main fundamental reason is there is a variety of students across the globe, and whenever a problem is being approached, we get varieties of solution based on the experience of the individuals. This you cannot learn anywhere from the book or from any source, because every individual experience is something which is different. The problem is one and the same, but the solutions are different. This is what the managerial aspects is, because this is not a class of mathematics where there is only one solution. Even in the class of mathematics nowadays, it is being taught, even though the answer is one, the way of getting the answer, there are so many approaches. So even nowadays, finance classes are being taught by 2 or 3 approaches of getting the same answer. So the question in front of us now is, it is not whether you are getting the answer or not, how you are getting the answer and how much time you spend. And in practical, we can say how much money you spent and what is the number of resources you got and what are all the aspects and what is the input which you had given. It is not the technology what is given. Making use of the technology is good. So making use of the technology is the need of the hour also. But kindly understand what we are talking about, the people who are having basic background of library science can understand the concept of bibliometric study. While I was a student, I do a lot of programming on bibliometric analysis. But nowadays, bibliometric study, you can say there are a lot of softwares available. Even this connected papers is a software which you say once when you give the title of your research, it will say what are all the countries in which scholars are working in that specific area. And when you're going on clicking into that, we can able to see that which institutes are working into the specific domain. And going again in depth into that, who are all the specific authors who are contributing much on the specified subject area of interest. So what it means that reading becomes a very big challenge for this young community. So how we are going to make reading habit? Specifically, we are now talking about digital library. I don't know, most of us will have all sort of collection in our laptop, or we can say in our pen drive, in our tab, in our whatever electronic device what we have. But the question in front of us is, how many teachers go prepared with their classroom by reading a specific book, textbook which is given in the syllabus as a reference material, and face the challenge in front of the students and give a challenging question to the student so that they can make the class interesting. And arguments are always encouraged inside the class. Arguments only for academic purpose, not for any other thing. So we have to make sure that I'm very happy to see there is a session on case study analysis, because the case study approach is one of the fantastic approach which make the participants to think. And rather than teaching, nowadays it becomes a teacher has to be a moderator in a classroom. So the role of a teacher is now being redefined. Previously, teachers teaches the theoretical concepts. We dictate notes, and later we give notes to the students and ask them to take photocopy. And to my surprise, right, nowadays this handwriting software has came. When we ask the students to submit the assignment on handwriting, now we are having handwriting software. So student can give the inputs as a sample handwriting 1 page. As student are capable of using technology, they can give the assignment topic and the chat GPT, match with their signature and make a print and submit it. Now the challenge in front of the teacher is to find out whether he has written it or he has made a printout and submitted. So now we are the teacher, the role of a teacher is to challenge the technology. And it is not challenging the technology actually, it is making sure that my student has learned something out of the work, what he or she has done. So later, after a few years, if you go to a job, as we exactly say, when a problem is given in front of a youngster who has joined fresh in the office, right? All technology can search, but I'm damn sure that he won't get the answer what is being expected. So there's a real life problem which no technology can answer. Only all the learning experience, all the things which he had learned in the past, and the human interaction with which we are working, all these things will make the employee and the employer relationship. So we have to make sure that there is a change in the happening. Say, for example, when you take banking sector, previously banks works between 10 to 2 because in the afternoon session they have to post lots of ledgers. Those days are gone. So the technology has replaced. All the ledgers are being done online and there are softwares developed. So the field of computer science has taken the bank, but anyhow, the concept of banking is still over there. But the way in which we do the banking is different. But again, we are saying it is giving convenience to the user. But again, banks are technology driven, customers are technology driven. But again, we are now talking about the data privacy. I have a bank, I have my account with the State Bank of India, but I get frequent calls from private banks asking for a bank loan. How they know my bank account details, which I had not shared with them? They say, sir, you don't want to share. We banks have a network. We get all this data, and you don't bother about all these things. We will take care of that. So without the user, the customer knowledge, your data is being shared. That's why when we ask about the social media, all must be very sensitive, and because everything nowadays is being traced and tracked without the knowledge of the owner, or we can say without the knowledge of the customer. Even there are a lot of analysis. Say, for example, how many likes you put, how many dislikes you put, what type of emojis you are using. So now there are a lot of emoji analysis. So as a marketing teacher, as a statistician, you can do a lot of work into that. You can ask the students to do projects into that. So students also will be more interested on doing this type of research, because they are all also technology driven. You can ask them to do a text analysis, how many positive points are being given, how many negative thoughts are given. Now there are a lot of softwares available, even though there are a lot of software available, but kindly understand the basic input to be given. So in terms of research, so as a faculty, as one of the participants is asking, what is the balance between the teaching and the research? Right? Teaching and research go hand in hand. We cannot say teaching is only, because whenever a teacher teaches, a teacher is first learner. Right? Hope everyone will understand this. While we studied the subject, we studied only to score marks. We studied only to understand it. But once when you start teaching the subject, that's why even few institutes are having a practice of teaching the same subject for at least 2 to 3 years. And then they will change over to the next subject, change over the faculty to the next subject, because there will be a association between all the subjects so that a teacher can also learn. But few teachers argue in the other way that they want to teach a subject for continuously for 5 years in order to understand in depth into the subject, and they can develop themselves also. That is that's a different part of the thing which is not relevant to the discussion now. But kindly understand, think of the revolutionization taking place in the higher education sector now. Hope I think so. All of you might have the opportunity of going through the UGC draft guidelines, which was recently released. And when you look into those draft guidelines, you can see the drastic changes that are happening in the Indian education system. Because we have to internationally compete, and once when the faculties are internationally competent, then only our students will be internationally competent. So what we have to do is now a very big challenge in front of the teachers. So we have to understand the global market. Like the presenter said that we have to go for NAC accreditation. Why faculties are being forced to do the work? Because they must understand the basic criteria expected by a approval body or by a funding agency or by a accrediting body. What are all the expectations? Right? You can see once when you take all the criterias and you can understand and you can able to have an opportunity to look into as a faculty member, apart from teaching, what are all the other aspects which I have to do. So once when you look into all these aspects, then only the role of a teacher is fulfilled. Because it is clearly understand that all tools are nowadays available. I don't know how many of you are know the formula of say for example we are using chi-square test, the basic test for your research. I don't know how many of you know the formula, how many of you are capable of working this with the help of a calculator or sometimes without the help of a calculator. But nowadays we have a lot of tools, nowadays we have a lot of softwares available. So looking into this, now we simply drag and say, look into the result and we look into the interpretation. So we don't want to say this is the right method or not, but kindly understand the fact is that without knowing the theoretical background, if we jump into conclusion, now or one day or the other, we will get into a wrong solution or we will get into a solution which is not expected. So first we have to make sure that understanding the theory is much important and much relevant. So now we can say that if you give me a topic, searching on the net, if teachers go and do, say for example, assignment to a student, when the teacher give you a topic, searching on the net, the student is also searching on the net. So what we have to do now? The challenge in front of us is, if you want to really give a challenging assignment to the student, we have to think critically. We have to think critically, give them a real problem in front of them by using the theory, what they had learned in the classroom, ask them to apply. So that is what we can say a question called as HOTS, the higher order thinking question. So every question paper now UGC is recommending to have a higher order thinking level. Right, the Bloom's taxonomy, the Sarah has pointed out, which right, I think so all of you are familiar. So the thing is that at level 1, even the question paper nowadays are being given at what is the level at which the question is set. Even the question papers are now being framed. You have to ask if there are 10 questions, 2 questions at level 1, remembering level, 2 questions at application level, 2 questions at knowledge level, 2 questions. So that is what the questions are being given in such a way that for direct questions, students can go and refer directly to the page. Say, for example, on page number 13, page number para number 4, this answer is that. That is fine. So the question should be asked in a manner that what. So the next type of question to be asked to a student. So this there are a lot of challenges. Now a question paper setter, a faculty member has to set a question paper now. So in order to set a question paper, there are few training sessions available. How to set a question paper to challenge the student. Right? Because it is now we are testing the ability, the level of learning of the student. But there are a lot of arguments into this aspect also. In order to make the evaluation easy. So the next part is the evaluation part. So in order to avoid discriminancy, in order to avoid controversy, nowadays the question papers are having multiple choice questions. But even again, multiple choice question also, there are a lot of difficulty for the setter as well as for the candidate to appear for the exam. Now they are clearly saying that choose the best answer, right? There are more than one right answers nowadays. Fortunately, we all have completed, right? Only the youngsters below the age of 25, 30 has to face all those challenges. People who are all above 50. So thank that we are all crossed those challenges and we never met such challenge. But now we are saying that, yes, sir?
Sir, sorry for interrupting, sir. Sir, slides are
Yes.
not changing, sir.
No,
We are
madam, I
in the
have
very
not changed.
first slide only.
No, madam, I have not changed the slide because all these things so we don't want to go much in depth into that, right?
Okay.
What are all the next generation tools generally available and what are all the tools they are using? So making use of this technology, so we can able to see, since you are asking that, right? We will just go in only few items, I think. So with this also, few of you might be familiar. All the faculty members and students are all much familiar with this. Students, UG level, PG level students don't use much of these softwares. Research scholars will use all these advanced softwares. But again, there are a lot of challenges in front of us. Research scholars have to be very careful. And I think so you will have a lot of sessions focusing on research, making use of this technological part. Right? Shall I write a paper using ChatGPT? And I'm sure that your paper, you can write any number of paper, no problem. Plagiarism report may also come to a lower level, but again, editor who knows how the paper is being written in a systematic way will identify that the paper was not written by a human and ChatGPT has written it. Editors are capable of understanding all these aspects. But making use of the technology, if you do your research in a more scientific, rigorous way, it is appreciable. In my days, I had done my research, and even I refer my scholar after completing all those research. He or she has to write all those facts and then type it in the Word for spelling correction, all those things. And then again, we make a printout and go to a English browser to look for English correction. Few of you might have that experience. And so now there are AI tools available. But again, looking into the AI tools, you have to be very careful. Sometimes the real meaning of the sentence will get changed. Only the English will be the part over there. So only these type of things, only a human interaction can only do. That's why till date, senior professors only prefer a human intervention into this type of, there are a lot of softwares available. There are few softwares which are free. There are few softwares which are paid. All researchers must know that, and all faculty members do use that. But again, using that to what extent we are doing it. When you compare yourself with the current, with the past, and with the future. In my days research, doing review of literature, we had done for more than 2 years. We run to various institutes, we run to various libraries, we had gone through several papers, we photocopied it, and we made them cataloging. We had created cards and all those things. In my previous, my guide said that we had created cards. Fortunately, you are not created. You have technology available. But now what is happening? Journals, everything are available digital, but we don't know how many of us are reading it. Everything is available at our fingertip, but we are not at all reading anything and loading the content and comparing. And it is not comparing the authors, it is comparing the ideas. And you understand? So why we need to compare? Because once when you say compare, which one is advantageous, which is having merits, and which is more useful, and understand all these aspects so that we can move forward. So UGC is also now recommending people from industry as to come to academia, and people from academia are also encouraged even to elevate to the level of a IAS officer, or even government of India has opened door. A finance teacher can be appointed as a finance consultant to the Ministry of Finance. Once such opportunity is given, and there are few faculty members who are working for a specific period, they go and work, understand what are the realities. Again, they come back to the academic side and contribute. So once these practices are being there, we can understand what is the real expectation of the industry. It does not mean that we have to make the student ready for the industry. Now there are a lot of challenges. There are a lot of, you can say, competition in the world, in the market, right? You can say now students can complete the course in a 4-year program in 3.5 years, and 6 months he can go for industry and he can work in advance. So all those things are becomes the need of the hour, and it becomes necessity. So we have to compete. But again, if the students, if the learners learned what is expected, if that happens, it's fine. So as a researcher, we have, as a faculty member, we must be a researcher. Even if we complete doctorate, that is why they are asking a continuous publication. So a faculty has asked, what is the percentage? Once when you complete doctorate, it does not mean that the learning or we can say the reading habit has came to a standstill. No. We have to continuously learn. We have to continuously publish, but it is not a rat race, right? Every year you have to publish 10 papers. No, it is not like that. That is why there are a lot of citation quality papers. Again, there are a lot of challenges. How these citations are taking place. And I am not sure. Today, I received a message stating that UGC is going to abolish this list of CAR journals. So okay, we have to keenly watch the market. We have to keenly look into that, whether such things are happening, whether we have to publish only in Scopus journals. So there are also paid Scopus publications. So can I pay and get my published? No. So can I get paid for writing an article? I don't know what is the opportunity available. There are a lot of ghostwriters available nowadays. So if you have the skill, you may be a ghostwriter. Because people are saying that is an opportunity in front of me. We have seen a lot of people who just simply give their names and the credits in order to get things published. But if you get a cross track, or if you enter into a wrong way of doing things, I'm damn sure one way or the other you will face a lot of problem in front of you. So one such thing is that as a teacher, we have a multi-dimensional role. So as a teacher, we have to teach, we have to make use of the technology, and we have to understand these type of researching tools available. So once we started using this type of research tool, I'm damn sure that people only at the PG plus level will make use of these research tools. They use only easy way of writing the assignment, easy way of completing. Student at a level of UG or student at a level of PG, we can say only 50% of the student may use these type of research tools available because they want to get the work done. That's all. Even nowadays, there are writing assignments. People are writing, faculty members are writing assignment for a student, and they are also getting paid. That is another sort of business available. And we don't know who are all doing all this type of business. Right? Rather than saying business, these are all the other side of taking the education. So that's why we are saying ethics. So UGC has included a compulsory paper for all the research scholars. Right? Now it becomes a practice. Previously, ethics, everyone understand what is a ethical practice. Now it becomes mandatory to teach what is ethics. see the behavior of those scholars. Those scholars tomorrow will become a teacher. And if he or she has not done in a proper way a research, how we can expect those people to guide a student or guide a scholar, guide a learner, how one can go and teach and face the students who are all technologically capable and who are all technologically driven and make use of the technology to challenge the teachers. So here what you have to understand is ethics is more important. So whenever we are getting, say, a theorem, a theory is developed is a theory. So we are not saying that anything new on that theory. So only difference is how we are teaching the students that theoretical part. It varies from teacher to teacher. So there are a lot of experimental study, right? Say the basic fundamental principles of management, hackathon experiment, all these type of experiments till date, all those things are familiar because it are all experimental study conducted on human behaviors. So in all the institute, ethical committees are being framed because now it becomes mandatory that you have to conduct experiment. Like science students conduct experiment in laboratory, management and other psychological related things are also to be experimentally proved. Because this type of survey question, this online survey becomes lot of technological advancement made the survey easier. Rather than I can say survey, a lot of manipulations are taking place. So there are a lot of softwares available to identify the type of data which you use. Can you understand? At one side, the statistics is developing. At the other side, finding fault into the data is also developing. Like missing data is also now previously SPSS looks only into data and data analysis. Now the statistical package, any package when you look, it asks for missing data also. So there are a lot of data validation techniques. Even though there are a lot of validation formulas available nowadays, there are softwares available in order to understand how the data was, whether the data is being copied or it is being multiplied, and how the data is being generated, how the data is collected. So there are a few sessions, interesting sessions, I think. So those resource person will cover all those areas, which you try to learn and understand how the world has changed now. But if you do your work in a systematic way, and if one do in proper scientific way, damn sure that all these things we don't want to bother. But we have to understand that these things are always there. Say, for example, making use of the mobile phone, it becomes a need of the hour. Making use of the technology becomes a need of the hour. So making use of the technology becomes a need of the hour. But only thing, are we using it in a safe manner? So there are a lot of people till now we know, because I worked in police academy for nearly 5 years. Right? What are all the type of cases which we handle? Right? Even educated people lose their personal data, lose their banking details, everything. So what is the level of education and what is the relationship between education and the use of technology? So when we look into this, even those people are hesitating to come to a police station to give a complaint. So if anyone is interested, you can do a research on how many cases are being registered by illiterate and how many cases are registered by literate, and what is the level of education. People at UG level, whether they are coming forward and openly agree that I had been cheated by using technology. Whether people at the PG level are doing this, whether the state government employees are being cheated, whether central government employees, whether private employees, IT employees, service sector employees. So you can do a lot of analysis into this. So how we are using this technology in a safer manner. So ChatGPT is one of the advanced tool, right? Everywhere people are talking about ChatGPT because it's one such familiar things. And nowadays, even when we ask, right, last week we had a discussion, see the level of students. When we ask the students to do a group assignment, First, they go and say if there are 5 members, 6 members on a group, if a topic is given, first a student go and put the topic and ask the chat GPT to give 6 relevant topics related to the assignment. So that is the role of the leader now. So the leader will give 6 related assignment topic to all the students, to all his team members. And all members will generate using chat GPT. They will generate, I can say they will generate text, right? Even they are not understanding what's the reality, they are generating text, that's all. Whether they are reading it or not, we don't know. Only few students read. And they simply combine. So they, again, the role of the leader, like the presenter has said, the leadership is much important, right? So the role of a leader now becomes critical, and the person is thinking to give the task, and there are a lot of provisions available, right? I don't know how many of you are familiar with this software. I don't know how many of you are using this software. Specifically, researchers use this. So previous days, I can say even 2-3 years before, library science student will have a paper, or all the research scholars will have a paper on writing the review of literature and writing the bibliography in a specific format. I think so few of you might have learned that. And nowadays this software will do. So what type of reference style which you would like? Even we are not familiar with what is the difference between P and PP. At the end of the bibliography, sometimes we use P and sometimes we use PP. Whether to put capital letters, we put small letters. So what is, you don't worry about all those things. The software will take care. And whether if you want to change the style from APA style to MLM style, there are different styles of quoting. So how to refer those documents, reference document, reference file. There are a lot of training sessions available on Manly itself. So those who are interested specifically on bibliography, right? Nowadays, there are a lot of research work going into this area. So research specifically when you look into the teaching learning process, at the level of research and PG and higher, you can say what is the research topic which I can give. So you can go and do your analysis using Manly, and you can say what is the current topic, how many papers are being done on a specific topic. Say Bitcoin. If you say Bitcoin, if you say about the currency modulation, the digital currency, so how many research works are being published on which country, which region wise, which sector wise, which state wise, all these type of analysis are nowadays available. And you can do your analysis and you can take it forward whether I can take up a research on this area or not. Don't ask ChatGPT to give me a topic which I can do. You can do your own analysis. You can do your own task, but making use of the technology before going in depth into this. Looking into these analytics, you can also see that who are all the experts available. So I think so most of you might have your ID on Orchid, Scholarly. Why those IDs are being required now? Any specific reason for that? I'm using my Gmail ID. I'm using my institute mail ID. But apart from that, why these IDs are required for academic purpose? The main reason is to make this citation possible. Right now, when you apply for a job, now they're asking what is your citation, what is your H index. See, it becomes critical now. I have to make sure that others cite my paper. Again, if you publish quality paper and if you make it available, there are a lot of researchers who are asking because those you are interested, you can just go through Journal of Entrepreneurship and Management, in which I am the chief editor. where we don't receive any payment, that it is a free publishing journal, but only focus area is entrepreneurship and management. You can submit your papers. There will be a double blind review process. Once the paper is accepted, you will be communicated and the paper will get published. The fact is that now there are a lot of questions being asked. Shall I publish either in a print journal or in an online journal or in a print and online journal? So the thing is that nowadays all journals are moving to online because of cost as well as the availability and the searching method, which is easy to improve their citation index. So now even the authors are asking, the reviewers are asking, making use of the technology. So the journal publication becomes mandatory and we have to technologically available. So if the journal publisher is putting the paper in the specified format, so for which Manly is required. So they say the citation is more important. The way in which you write the paper is more important. As a researcher, as a faculty member, you have to understand that you have to find relevant papers. You have to make sure that all these topics are made available for a researcher, because I can say research is a very big industry, right? We are now ChatGPT is available because of the research finding. Right? So Google is now familiar only because of the algorithm. Right? Without having anything, without having any content, just going around the world in the technology, Google run its model of business. So you have to understand the model of the business. Like Uber is operating, the owner is not having a cab. That's what it normally says. But he operates it with the help of the technology. So like that, Scopus journals, I don't know whether this kite and this articles are being searched by the open algorithms. So that's why Google say Google Scholar is there, right? You publish and you upload your papers, whether, and even few journals restrict yourself not to upload the journal. So there is another business opportunity called as DOI. So this digital object identifier, now every journal is providing it, and authors can give the DOI. The DOI is made available, and using the DOI, there are a lot of things happening into the digital world. So the concept of publication, right? Whether you can, what are the various types of articles which you can publish. So recently, I had attended a session how to write a review of literature. They are saying then 10 to 15 types of reviews are available. Right? There are various methods of reviewing the paper. So you can, they say that every faculty member must be insisted or must be forced to publish a paper on the selected topic which he or she is going to teach in order to have a in-depth knowledge into that. In one way or the other, looking into that, that aspect will give us the publication opportunity also. Well, the teacher can have a depth knowledge into that, so that whenever a learner is asking a question, he can challenge them openly, because we have done extensive review into the process and the level of knowledge of the subject is high into that part. So looking into all these things, the trustworthiness is most important, right? So we have to understand that how researchers, so researchers as well as we are saying, is not only researchers mainly into the academic field, but not only into the academic field. There are a lot of researchers who are also working in industry. Say, for example, there are a lot of consultants, right? Say, for example, in this RUSA projects, I think so few of you might be familiar about, you can check how government is now giving funding to institutes, and a lot of consultants are being appointed. A lot of faculty members are being given an opportunity to do research by working in the industry, right? Thanks to AICTE, UGC, ICSSR, DBT, right, IMR, this medical associations, medical bodies, social science bodies, psychological associations, all these things now, there are a lot of funds are available. So now it becomes the responsibility of the faculty member to tap all those funds available. That's why we can able to see there are a lot of workshops sponsored by various funding agencies. So nowadays, money is not a matter. Only thing is the idea is matters. There are a lot of sessions being conducted on IPRs. So faculty members are encouraged or faculty members are motivated to go for patenting. Right. So it becomes mandatory. Soon it becomes mandatory that every research, like we are saying, minimum 2 or 3 publication before the end of the completion of the doctoral research. The same thing soon will have saying that at least 1 patent must be registered before completing your research. Then only this type of intellectual ideas will be coming out on a reality. So because this technology will not give you a patent, that is not possible as of now, because patenting is a extensive work which is going on. They identify into the uniqueness, they look into the application of that, they look into all the past data, because they use all these scientific advancements and they check whether it is a reality, then only the patenting is being given. But again, there are chances are there that few of them may be overlapping. But few idea, what we have to do is we have to encourage scholars and we have to encourage faculty members, make sure that the idea is going to the next level. So that is why every faculty says that what is the value addition we had contributed at the end of the day. After attending this 1 hour, 1.5 hour session, what is the value addition? If I learned only one thing out of this, that's fine. So we have to give the learner that these are all the benefits. Yet there are some ideas. There are some ideas which are to be challenged. Because once when you challenge the idea, we will get the truth and we will get the reality. So we have to make sure that every idea to be challenged, in order to go further, in order to improve it further, we are in a position to understand that such facts are also relevant to the topic of interest, and we have a given time frame. Say, for example, classrooms, we have tri-semester or semester. Previously, we have a yearly pattern. Then we had moved to semester pattern. Now, few institutes are following tri-semester pattern because the duration is going on reducing. It is not the duration, it is the learning is increasing at a faster speed. Whether the life expectancy is getting increased or not, the medical is revolutionizing, but the life expectancy, when you look into that, the health and the life expectancy, it's getting decreased. So there are a lot of leading questions in front of us. If medical field is developing, why the life expectancy of the individual is reduced, and it is not the question of life expectancy, it is the question of health. So again, they say they relate it with the food habit, they relate it with the habit of the individuals. Because of unrelevant, unwanted habits, if such things are happening, so there are a lot of, when you go on questioning all those things, we can able to reach the fundamental cause, fundamental reason, make sure that they understand. Okay, the first thing is understanding. Once the student understand the fundamental concepts, next we have to make sure that it has to be applied. So how we are going to give them the application side? So coming to the research aspects, right? So this type of connected papers is one such thing. Those researchers who had made use of it, You can share your experience, or you can give your scholar, those who have not tried it, you just make use of this. It will find you the similar research in the area of interest. Like we are providing the keyword, right? See, for example, the authors are providing the keyword. With the help of the keyword, not only with the keyword and it related search. So AIS is now revolutionizing to that aspect to make the review of literature. Previously, we say review of literature will take 2 years. Now, review of literature is possible in 2 hours. But the question in front of us is, what is the real actual learning which has taken place? See, connected papers gives you all the papers available, and the summary of the paper is it's also given over there. So the review of literature chapter is ready in a matter of 2 hours if you know the technology. But again, the question in front of us is, what is the actual learning? Are you learning? Are you writing how to make use of the technology, or you are actually learning the subject matter into in which you want to be an expert? So if we are trying to understand the basic fundamental aspects, then if the foundation is very strong, we can able to see that everything will go in a right sense. Or otherwise, nowadays you see there are a lot of things, right? People are not ready to read a lengthy paper. There are the semantic scholar is one such. In one of the training session, I had learned that TLDR. They say, what is the TLDR? They say it is too long. I did not read. See, if a paper runs for 10 pages, one thing, the publication cost goes high, right? The publisher wants to restrict the number of pages. That's fine. As a researcher, you have to restrict. But as a reader, we say that I am not in a position to read. Students are also having the same mindset. So what we have to do, we have to give them small piece of work. That's what is the definition of small varies to the level of the student, right? Give them first 2 pages, give them 10 pages, give them 20 pages, ask them to read, ask them to come understand and learn by reading and learning, right? Why we till date we insist go and visit the physical library? Because while searching on the physical library, while you are searching for your relevant topic, you had a chance of coming across other areas of interest which you might not think that is relevant to you. Maybe going through that, there will be eye-opening session. You can just go through all those ideas, and it will give you an attractive topic which may be of relevant to your area of research, and making use of that. But if you sit in a computer and search with the help of a keyword, it will give you only relevant papers related to that keyword. So all these aspects, right? So the next 6 days, next 5 days, I can say that there are a lot of online teaching, research, learning process. One such wonderful thing I can say that now we are having nearly 350 participants attending over here, right? So looking into these aspects, we can see if all of you collaborate. Now we are looking into collaborative learning and collaborative research. Even I encourage when I take marketing management paper, I invite faculty from other institute to come and not in a physical mode, in an online mode. So because there will be a lot of travel and other financial crisis available. So making use of the technology, we can make use of them and deliver a lecture so that we can understand how people think differently on the same subject matter. There are a lot of YouTubes available. When you say YouTube materials, students are capable of taking on their own. There are a lot of SWIM materials available. There are, because SWIM courses are free, if I am right. Only certificates are being charged. And I understand now we can encourage a student to register for a SWIM and make them to understand the concept Whenever you teach a subject, ask the students to go into NPTEL and ask them to register for the same course. Ask them to take up the course so that they can run parallelly when the syllabus matches. There are certain conditions, criteria. The only condition is there are a lot of language barriers. So now NPTEL is working into that. I'm sure a few of you might be working on that. The language translation part is taking place now. Government of India is funding anyone, those who are interested on this, right? All even management papers are also getting translated into all the Indian languages. Now Government of India, UGC is creating content creation. Right? So whatever subject you are teaching, you can take up the subject and create digital aspect in English as well as in your local language. So there are a lot of research opportunities available. There are a lot of funding schemes available. Those who are interested can browse and get all those information. And see, teachers have plenty of opportunities so that they can use all those aspects and they can first understand themselves and they can transfer that knowledge. Right? This translation, there are a lot of softwares available nowadays, but anyhow, those automatic translation are not that much effective. There's even Google Translator, there are Chitralekha, Translingual, there are a lot of softwares which IITs are developing. And IIT is also working on this NPTEL software, where the English content of all the subjects are being developed at first. And now they are into the process of converting those into the Indian local languages. So whenever a student at a say for example in Malayalam want to learn, he can select the language and he or she can learn on their own language, because language should not be a barrier for the learning purpose. So government is spending crores and crores of money into this language conversion process. So as a teacher, as an expert, we have a lot of opportunity. We have a lot of contribution which the government is expecting from us. Right. So looking into all this aspect, this large language module, so this natural language processing, NLP, so you can focus on all those areas. This consensus gives you a lot of research questions. So if you give all those topics into this type of AI softwares, but again, looking into this, right, you can able to see it is giving at a broader international level, because all these AIs are being developed for a broader perspective, not to the local perspective. So if you want to challenge a student, if you give a local problem which is prevailing in front of them, say everywhere we are talking about the quality. If you want to teach a student quality, ask them to submit an assignment on the quality aspect which they are facing. Say for example, the food quality or the service quality, or some sort of challenges which they had come across. How quality can be improved and how this quality can be compared to the next level of concern. This technology or this Google or this any type of AI will not give you such solutions. And even for researchers, for faculty members, those who are very much interested on consulting, you can take up these type of jobs. See, the greatest advantage is once when your student is get placed in a company, then there is a opportunity for you to get a consultancy project use in that company. Because whatever problem they are facing, if not as an individual faculty, when faculty members work as a team, we can easily grab, right, those consultant projects. So we have a wonderful opportunity now. So once when you create all these, right, groups, we have groups nowadays available. So you create your own. I'm sure that you have a WhatsApp group now. All of you get introduced yourself into that group. And those who are interested, you can share your subject area of expertise. Inter-institute collaborations are also now encouraged. Can you understand? Once when you do these type of things and you get interaction between faculty members, once your learning is happening between the state, between the institute, between countries and crossing the borders, These type of things is not being documented on any books. So whatever question, whatever challenge you are putting in front of your student learner, the student will also appreciate, not now, but at a later stage. Because the student may not be in a position to get the answer, yet getting the answer is not required. Making him to understand the concept is more important. I think so all of you agree with this on me. So using this language model, right, there are a lot of research going into this process. There are a lot of, what you can say, machine learning algorithms, making a machine to understand, the human voice. This text conversion, right? Even at the end of the day, I want to give you a press report, right? We conduct programs. We have to give you a press report, right? Usually we prepare it in English and give it to English newspapers. But there are a lot of nowadays opportunities and expectation from the directors as well as the institute owners. We have to give local news also. So for which we have to give in a local language. Previously, we do in a converter, the Google Translator, we do it, we convert it, we edit it and do. Now one of my students simply opened his mobile phone. He started reading, changing the keyboard text and started reading it, and the text appears. He immediately changes everything, and now what he had done is he converted from local language to English, and that becomes published. Previously, we do it in the reverse way. Now, since the student is familiar with the local language, the way in which the documents are being created, so we have to learn from the youngsters also. There is nothing wrong in it learning from them. Previously, I convert from English to the local language. Now, conversion are taking place from local language to English, international language. And understand all these type of things because of the machine learning algorithm. So, if you are not learning it, it won't happen. So you have to ask a specific research question. So research means not only for the research for classroom as well as teaching learning process. This is required. So if the organizers are there, sir, my session is up to 8 or it's what's the time, sir? Because somewhere it has been mentioned it is up to 8 p.m. because I don't want to take too much time and making the participants bored on the day one itself. Hello.
Sir, yes, sir.
Madam, by what time I have to complete the session?
Sir, before 9 o'clock, sir. This is your wish, sir. You can continue, or we will make it quick, sir.
Because
Yes.
whatever being communicated to the participant, they will come with a predefined mindset. You know, they will have a lot of other works. And okay, fine. In another 10 minutes time, I will just have this.
Okay, sir.
So here, looking into these aspects. Fine, sir. So as I'm getting a text that it was mentioned time. But anyhow, there are a lot of people who are asking about the feedback, about the attendance and all these formalities, right? You don't worry about all those things. The organizers will send you those details, right? So here, looking into these aspects, we have a fantastic co-pilot. I think so. All of you might have used it. So now we can able to see that AI is now influencing in all the softwares, right? Even writing emails, you can install Copilot, you can install Grammarly, and you can install Google Patch into that. Right? This will automatically guide you, and this will automatically correct while you are typing emails. They will. I don't know whether Copilot is taking us or it is guiding us. To that extent, softwares are now available, and Microsoft is playing its own type of business models. So we will have all these facilities available for the benefit of the user. If you know the technology, it's fine. If you know how to use it, it is well and good. Right? There are a lot of AI tools available, as I showed in the first slide. So that's why I had not changed much of the things. So these are all some of the AI tools which are relevant to the teaching learning process. Apart from that, there are other tools also So people who had used it, you can just share it with others so that everyone can make use of this, right? Because nowadays sharing knowledge is more important, and you can share all the resources available, because if the resources are giving shared among teachers, we encourage teachers to work across platform. Now institutes are encouraging faculty members to have inter-institute interaction. So this is one such opportunity. With this, I will just open the session. If any questions are there, we'll try to give it. But otherwise, we'll end up the day one session and it is over to the organizers.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, good evening, sir, and excellent session. As you were
Thank
talking more on AI and next generation tool, my question to you is that is there any AI tool which can measure the quality of a faculty?
So there is, till date, to my knowledge, it is not there, because the role expected from a faculty member is entirely different, or I can say day by day the responsibilities are getting increased, and it is not only the teaching and the publication process. Right? Apart from that, to what extent your student are getting placed, and what is the apart from that placed, how many are getting salary at what level? So how many students are getting going for higher education? And it is not only the publication, and now we are moving towards the citation. So it is not possible to directly measure, and till now, to my knowledge, no software is available. If you come across any such software, you can just share it. And I'm sure before the software comes, the requirement, the expectation of the faculty members will be increasing also, right? UGC is also going on changing. Previously, they say net SLET is mandatory. Now they say it is not required. Previously, PhD is required. Now they say PhD is mandatory only for promotion. So all those things are criteria are going on changing, right? We have to move forward. And again, there is an opportunity for evaluation also.
So any few parameters which you can say that we can assess the quality of a faculty?
The main thing is, madam, the teaching and the publication process. This is the basic criteria. Say you have to fulfill the learners, students at that level. And if the students learn, and if the students are satisfactory not in terms of marks, right? To what extent they are applying the what we taught them, and they are moving to the that is why they are now, UGC had made a criteria, the alumni feedback, right? Because a student will say good feedback about a faculty if you provide high internal marks, but after 5 years, if you ask them the feedbacks are entirely different. So it is not only the feedback which you are getting now, even after 5 years or even after 50 years. So the basic fundamental of the basic requirement, I can say requirement of a faculty member is to teach to the learner's expectation and doing research to publish. The next level, if you publish, automatically the moving next level, you have to go for patenting, because now that becomes the need of the hour. Then becomes consulting, and then becomes you have to generate funds. So these are all the next level criteria which you have to look into. The basic criteria is the teaching, research, and publication. Hope
Excellent,
I
sir.
answered.
And sorry for prolonging the question. So you're talking about research, sir. There are many AI tools which can write papers for it, and there are journals which are accepting it also. So how can we evaluate that a faculty has really done the work, or ChatGPT has done the work, research work
Madam,
for the faculty?
you don't worry. Once if the paper got published, kindly understand you are at a high risk. Right? A faculty who has not published will be promoted at a later stage, because there are software tools which are coming up which will identify whether you have written the paper or whether the system generated papers. So if such tools are available at a later state, a person who has published, because the paper published is published, you cannot withdraw that. Those faculty members are at high risk. right?
Okay,
A
sir.
person who has
Thank you so
not
much,
done
sir.
a person who has not done this unethical practice will surely get promoted than a person who done a unwanted or the industry not expected, right? You are getting your requirements fulfilled on a temporary basis, but not on a permanent basis.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, I have one doubt, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Some people using even sometimes I also used to rephrase the paragraph into Quillbot and Grammarly. Will it show as an like the AI detection, sir?
Yes, madam. When you look into that, there are, I guess I had a slide on plagiarism. So the thing is that there are softwares which are now capable of detecting paraphrasing plagiarism. Right? People say, for example, the algorithm. Once if you know the algorithm, people play with the algorithm. Right? Every 14th word when you change, a software cannot detect. But if you do it at a frequent intervals, they are identifying the pattern. Once the pattern is identified, so every 14th or less than 14th word when you are changing, going on changing the word, say if the paper runs for 5 pages, the system will generate a report. You are changed the text of the first line, the third word got changed. So now there are a lot of software research is going on into that. Soon that software will be made available to the open. If you are done paraphrasing, if you changed words, if you changed any such ideas, damn sure all those things will be soon under review process. So that's why we say if sometime it matches, right, we cannot do anything. Even nowadays they are saying self-plagiarism, right? If your author writes a second paper, I am damn sure the same words will get repeated, the same things may got repeated, but there are a lot of questions are also rising on self-plagiarism, right? So we have to look into that. That's why we say when you write more papers, right? Science students may not face this problem because they do experiment and they publish. But in arts, right, we face a lot of challenges, right, like this. Even when you write the next paper, I'm damn sure the same style will get repeated and the same word, the same format will get repeated. But the thing is that they are challenging it as self-plagiarism. So better to avoid doing it in a systematic way. But if it rarely happens, then we can prove that I had not done in for a specific purpose, but it rarely happens.
Thank you, sir.
Hope I answered you.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma'am.
Sir, one more question in chat box.
Yeah.
Are these tools paid or freely available?
Some few softwares are fully free. Few softwares are fully paid. There are few softwares. Say, for example, people ask about this Grammarly, this Connect Paper, right? All these things. They say per day they will give you 3 sentences free. Like that, they will give you 10 articles free. PaperPal will give you few articles free, and they will ask you to pay more than that. Right? If you give it a topic and you search, Connect Paper will give you only few selected papers. And apart from that, when you go on click, it say it is not free, you have to pay. Actually, there is nothing free in the world, right? They will make you attract and show the power and make sure that you pay further. The best advice is
Thank you,
if you
sir.
have a better login ID, use it in a systematic way and try to understand the concepts.
Yeah, sir, I have a
Yes, sir.
question. How can we get this PPT, sir? Your PPT presentation?
I will share it with the organizer. You can, I think so. They will share it in the
But we
group.
have already joined the WhatsApp group, sir.
Yeah, we will join the WhatsApp group and share that also.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Excellent. So the best way of writing review paper, right? There are softwares like available for writing reviews also, right? You don't want to worry, but don't use any shortcut algorithm, like as I said, right? So here, It will give you tables, it will give you everything. There are softwares available for
Cattle,
writing.
no cattle. Cattle, no.
Try to learn.
Nobody can come.
So if
Hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
Sir,
Sir Nagarajan, sir.
hello,
Yes, sir. Hello, sir.
sir, it's audible now.
It's no audible, sir.
Yes, sir.
No,
Sir,
it's audible.
yes, sir. Thanks for the opportunity, sir.
Thank
So
you.
it is very nice to meet you online, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much for the session, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
So
Yeah,
one more
thank
question
you.
can we ask?
Hello.
Yeah. Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, I have a question, sir. I'm Dr. Sudha.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir was telling that there are a lot of government spending that is happening on the development of technology. Is this technology available to all the universities and colleges that are there in India, sir, so that we could enjoy the technological advancement?
Madam, as you are saying, it is not to enjoy, right? It is to develop. So now government of India is taking steps, right, to leading premium institutes. Those technology are given and the MHRD is working and UGC is working on that. Those things sure in the days to come will be freely available to all the educational institutes across the country. Right? Say for example, now we can say plagiarism detection software is given free to all universities and they are being insisted, they are forced to get a report when the thesis, I think so, Sudha ma'am will agree on this, right? So while all this process, now technology is given free to all the universities. So soon, but nowadays we can say the Scopus publication and these type of things are given only to premium institute as of now. Soon all those things will be given to all institutes, or at least we can say NAG grade, A grade institutes will be given free to begin with, because this type of accreditation process, they are giving it only to give access and to give privilege to leading institutes. So soon all these things will be made available, not to enjoy, to learn and to develop and to enhance the teaching learning process and the research process at large. Because it is a need of the hour, we have to compete internationally. Madam, Dr. Sudha, Madam, hope I answered you partially.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Nagarajan sir, thank you very much, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot for the interesting session, sir. Thank you, sir. Over to the comparing team.
I request Mrs. Vimala ma'am to officially end the session with a note of thanks.
So am I audible, sir?
Yes, audible.
Very good evening, one and all. First and foremost, I express my sincere gratitude to AICTE and the ATAL Academy for providing this wonderful platform to enhance our knowledge and skills. First, I sincerely thank Dr. P.S.S.Srinivasan, sir, our respected founder and executive chairman of Knowledge Institute of Technology, for joining us as the session 1 speaker. Sir, session on Introduction to Next Gen Communication Techniques gave us a clear understanding of modern communication technologies and how to improve higher order thinking of students. Sir, your insights and expertise have been truly valuable. We are grateful for your knowledge you shared with us today. Thank you, sir. Next, heartfelt thanks to Dr. S.K. Nagarajan, sir, Professor, Department of Business Administration, RUSA, State Project Directorate, Chennai, for delivering an excellent session 2 on Introduction to Next Gen Tools for Academia. Your session has provided us with essential insight into the latest academic tools and their impact on research and teaching. We are truly value your time, effort, and guidance in helping us adapt to modern education. Thank you, sir. Next, a sincere thank you to our principal of KIOT, Dr. K. Visakavel, sir, and Dr. S. Stephen, sir, Director of MBA and MBA IEV, for their continuous support and encouragement in making this event a success. Next, a big thank you to the organizing team, especially Dr. T. Venkatesan, sir, HOD MBA, and Dr. A. Chitra, ma'am, ASP MBA, faculty members, and supporting staff for their dedication and support in making this event successful. Last but not least, to all our participants, thank you for your active engagement. Your keen interest and thoughtful discussion have made these sessions more interactive and meaningful. With this, we conclude day 1 on a high note. Looking forward to more insightful sessions ahead. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Nagarajan sir. Thank you all.
Thank you all. We'll all meet up for the day
Thank
2
you.
session tomorrow, sharply at 6 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you all.
you, sir.
Thank you, sir.